you have to say?
Some weird comment.
Yes, another one. One of the biggest themes emerging in Season 3 isn't just history, it's memory. Who remembers? Who forgets? And what happens when memories are intentionally taken away? I think the answers may all lead back to Juliette. Today I want to explore several connected theories that all revolve around one idea. Objects preserve memory, and families preserve identity. First up, Juliette's stuffed animal. At first it seems like an ordinary childhood toy, but Silo has taught us something important. Ordinary objects become relics. Relics become symbols. Symbols change history. So, what if that stuffed animal is there to remind Juliette of her childhood? Because that woman who bought it, she kind of glances at Juliette sort of knowingly. And also, why is she trading for that? She's trading away the sheriff's badge, which belonged to Holston and Juliette. Like, that should hold more significance, but she's trading it away to these girls for a stuffed animal. So that might be the first object that's capable of unlocking her suppressed or oppressed memories. So maybe when she sees it, that brings back her mother, her brother, her father, her childhood, the beginning of the rebellion. Not all at once, just fragments, like memory returning piece by piece. Next up, the Pez completes the puzzle. If the stuffed animal reconnects Juliette with her childhood, then the Pez dispenser could reconnect her with her adulthood. George, the investigation, the relics, everything that made her who she became. The Pez may not simply be an artifact, it may be like a neurological key, an emotional trigger, a bridge between her forgotten memories. The girls find the relics, right? The girls have her stuffed animal. So it's possible that she doesn't find them. Those children do, right? The kids do, those young girls. They might discover the George's watch or her tools, objects that carry stories, weight, memory, history for her. They find their way back to her, either through that woman, maybe through the children, or through both. Through the kids would be, interesting, because it's like they're preserving the past for the next generation, the youth preserving the past for the next generation. And then, so Juliette she's being sort of remolded and recreated. So one detail I can't ignore is Camille and the people in charge seem to be carefully shaping Juliette's appearance. The clothes, her hair, the posture, the presentation. She kind of starts to resemble the old mayor and Ruth Johns and the old judge, Meadows. And so there's visual echoes there, and also of Rosalind and Anna Thurman, right? They all kind of have this green, and so maybe that's intentional. The people running the silo understand something powerful, how to manipulate people. Images influence people. The mayor isn't just the mayor, a leader, she's a symbol. Without TV or media, newspapers, the image of leadership becomes even more important. The clothes, or the office, the ceremonies, right? The appearances. Everything is propaganda. They're trying to reshape her into the kind of leader they know people trust. The next one. Juliette is related to Daniel Keane. And this is obviously really speculative, but what if Juliette is actually descended from Daniel Keane? Daniel is introduced as resilient, practical, an engineer, someone who solves impossible problems. Those are all Juliette qualities. So is that coincidence or inheritance? And then along the same lines, Juliette is related to Helen. Helen fights with words, Juliette fights with her actions. But both are determined, they have compassion, refusal to accept the official narratives, drive to uncover the truth. So could Helen be the matriarch of a family line that eventually leads to Juliette? And then just put them all together. Daniel, Helen, and Juliette are all related. It's not just one family, it's both. Daniel and Helen meet, they survive, they become, among the first inhabitants, maybe not founders, but original settlers. And their descendants eventually include Juliette. That would make Juliette's rebellion more than coincidence. It's generational. Even if not, the Nichols family has always been sort of like that. Look at her parents. The mother challenged the system, became connected to the Flame Keepers. She asked the dangerous questions. Her father refused to cooperate with the medical authorities' procedures. It cost him his life. So Juliette inherited that same instinct, right? Their family pushes against control. So maybe that's personality, or maybe that's their legacy of the family stretching all the way back to the first people. That's why they tried to suppress those kind of people, but they found their way. So the final kind of theory is maybe the rebellion isn't random. It's not, because they know it keeps happening. It survives through families, not because of genetics alone, but because the values are passed down. The curiosity, compassion, independence, the people who are questioning authority, that's why they try to get rid of them. So if Daniel, Helen, and Juliette are all connected, then the series isn't talking about just preserving relics. It's about preserving people. And the greatest relic wouldn't be the Pez dispenser or a hard drive or a children's book. It would be a family that's carrying the same questions or secrets for 350 years, right? And maybe that's why the authoritarian system fears memory so much, because once one generation remembers, the next generation becomes curious, begins asking the same dangerous questions, and the cycle repeats. So here's a question. Are the relics the true inheritance in Silo, or are people themselves the greatest relics of all? And that's my weird comment.